Good afternoon, traders, and welcome to the Hot Stocks Outlook for October 27th, 2016. So getting to the end of another great trading month, some really fantastic opportunities taking place over the past several weeks. And what I want to do is demonstrate here how traders are utilizing this technology found within the VantagePoint Intermarket analysis software to make much better trading decisions day in and day out, and make sure that they're getting much better P&L every week and at the end of every month when they're going through their trading account and looking at their statements. So I have this chart here open for Cemex, but I want to go ahead and really explain the software here, really explain how these indicators are generated and how traders are utilizing this tool every single day, day in and day out, to make those trading decisions in the marketplace here. So if we go ahead and type in the name of the company in the market tree, we can go ahead and open up this properties tab and explain a couple very important details about this technology here. Now, VantagePoint performs what's called intermarket analysis, and it utilizes a technology of artificial intelligence, actually called neural networks, which are able to identify patterns and relationships between markets. Now, in this example, we have the target market being Cemex, and what VantagePoint does is it's weighing and figuring out really those markets that are affecting, driving, and influencing the future price of the target market, Cemex, so the market we're getting ready to trade. Now, this is very important because this is where traders really get tripped up, is they're utilizing tools that are only looking at a single market, really just look at past prices, summarizing that information, and really leaves them at a disadvantage in the marketplace because really the markets are global. What happens in other countries and other indexes and things like this really affect the markets and trades that we're taking. So if we look very closely at some of these intermarkets, we see some very important things here. Now, things like ETF groups, like the Vanguard materials, a lot of these spiders, value index. Here you see the Mexican index, very important if you're trading a Mexican cement company, looking at those markets. But what VantagePoint's able to do is really identify a lot more of these subtle market relationships as well. So when I scroll down here, we see relationships happening in individual companies, so service sector companies, utility companies, a rental company here. So very important, very subtle relationships happening between markets. And that really helps traders really get an edge here and make much better trading decisions when they need to plan for, hey, what's expected to happen next in the given marketplace. So there's actually two patents on this technology. One that identifies which of these intermarkets should go into this calculation, but then also analyzing, to what degree and to what effect is each one of these markets having on the target market that you're trading. Because we know that some markets will trade in tandem, some markets will move inverse relationships and move opposite to one another. Some relationships are leading and lagging relationships. So really utilizing technology to do this sort of analysis is really critical if you want to go ahead and have an advantage here in the market. So we'll go ahead and move forward here and explain everything on the chart here so you really understand, okay, now what's going on behind the scene, but how do traders utilize this information and, again, make all this data and information usable for traders in the marketplace is really what's important here. So we have a chart here for Cemex and also some daily bars and candles against the screen there, against the chart. So the green days, these are up days in the market. Red days, these are down days. And so we have the high at the very top of that candle, the low at the bottom, and the open at the bottom of the green and the open at the top of the red there for each one of those corresponding daily candles there. Now, the software works off of end of day data and then generates these predictive indicators. So we're essentially forecasting future price, and traders can use that very accurate information to make much better trading decisions here. Now, against those daily bars and candles, guys, you see that we have a black line against the screen and also a blue line. Now, the black line on the screen, that is a simple moving average, just a regular SMA, very easy to calculate, right? So you have a 10-day simple moving average. You just take the last 10 close prices, add them all together, and divide by 10. And so that's all that goes into that calculation for that indicator. And it simply really summarizes what the market's already done, right? So it moves forward each day, really summarizing what's happened in the past 10 days of close prices as that line moves forward. So to plot that value, very, very easy calculation, nothing very fancy going on there. Now, the blue line on the chart, though, That is VantagePoint's proprietary predicted moving average. So what we are actually looking at here is a comparison between an actual moving average and a prediction of where those values are expected to go next. And so by really looking at this comparison between this blue and the black line, we can understand, where is the market trend expected to move next? So traders simply need to look for conditions where we have this blue line crossing above or below the black line, signaling that, hey, this market is expected to move higher. So you'll want to pay attention to the distance, between these two values. If you have a lot of distance and a lot of separation, that represents a very strong trend, essentially, a very wide difference between the prediction and the actual moving average. When they get very narrow, that can tell you that the trend is weakening. But the whole point here, guys, you're going to understand, hey, what direction is this market moving? And until that blue line crosses below the black line, you would want to go ahead and essentially stay long a market like this. But let me go ahead and explain everything here, especially this indicator at the bottom, so you really understand how this works as a complete forecast to help traders know, hey, what should I expect in the market moving forward over a given period of time so that I can make, again, better trading decisions in that market executing your strategy here. So we have blue line crossing the black line, but let's go ahead and look at this other indicator at the very bottom of the chart here, this green value that goes from a 1 down to a 0 up to a 1 again. Now, this indicator is called the predicted neural index, generated, again, via that neural network process, analyzing those intermarket relationships. But if you look closely, this indicator can only be a value of a 1 or a 0. So very binary, 1 or 0, yes or no, right or wrong. And what this indicator is predicting is essentially a 48-hour indicator. So 2 trading days forward, 48 hours ahead, helping traders understand, okay, well, is there going to be some short-term strength or weakness over that next couple of candles as 48 hours of trading here? So we see how this works really as a complete forecast. So once traders have recognized that, hey, this blue line, this predicted moving average has moved above the black line, this market is expected to go higher, you're going to want to look down at that neural index and say, okay, well, am I getting confirmation over that next 48 hours of trading that say, yeah, there should be some strength in this market, this trend could continue, so that you can get a really nice entry into that trade. So as long as that blue line, again, remains above the black line, you're going to want to go ahead and hold on to that position. And we see that since this forecast came through, since this blue line, this predicted moving average moved above the black line, at the same time as that neural index being very bullish, we see that's really maintained that forecast. And you've had about a 17% rally to the upside here. About a stock you could get in a little under $8, almost down at $7.70 a share, trading almost at $9.20, $9 a share right now. So, easily 1,000 shares of a really cheaply priced stock, making you, $1,300. 5,000 shares making you $6,000 or $7,000 on a single trade that really hasn't moved against you. Now, if that blue line gets below the black line, we'll say, okay, well, go ahead, take your profit and move on to the next opportunity here. Now, before I go ahead and move on to these other charts, what you'll notice here is this neural index just extremely accurate as a short-term forecasting tool. So you see blue line still above the black line over the course of this trade, but when that neural index drops down to a 0, you might get some weakness over the next couple of trading days. You may get these low lows in the marketplace, a little bit of weakness, but that separation between the blue and the black line saying, look, stay long the market. Once that short-term forecast gets bullish again, really getting those gaps and moves higher in the market, letting you know when you really want to go ahead and be really bullish and holding a larger position, really make the most of these sort of opportunities in the marketplace here. So let's go through some more opportunities, some really great trades to the upside, to the downside. But guys, it's all about having, really the right tools, recognizing these things really at the right time and early so you can make the best of these trends. Now, here we have General Mills. So, really big company here, very popular products here. But, what's really important is understanding, hey, if that blue line crosses below the black line, essentially that predicted moving average, looking at, agriculture markets, looking at competing stocks, looking at these other, high yielding stocks and things like this, that's what's going to help you get an edge and understand, hey, what is expected to happen in a given market moving forward. So you see very clear crossover from the software, blue line below the black line. Neural index strongly there at a 0 during that crossover. And you see, your blue line starts to get very close to the black line, but not getting that crossover at all, really indicating that, okay, well, remain short this market, look to take out short positions, trade, put options, buy put options, whatever your approach or style is, really understanding that, now is the time to be short this market, really no money to be made to the upside here. And you can go ahead and, really avoid this 14% move to the downside. If you trade, shorter term, you see this neural index extremely accurate as a short-term forecasting tool, letting you know, look, you're going to experience some weakness over these periods of time. Make sure that you are not long the market. Really a lot of pain for a lot of shareholders there, but a really great trading opportunity for, traders to make a 14% move over the past just 40 trading days, about $10 per share. So, if you're trading the options, have, 1,000 contracts through the options, huge improvement in those option contracts as far as the premium goes, and a chance to make a ton of money to the downside with these, really aggressive moves lower just after a few days. So really interesting move there. But let's go ahead and move forward. Look at some of these other opportunities that we're able to identify via the software. Acadia Pharmaceuticals. So, some of these stocks shooting up, some of these are really getting crushed, but you really want to understand, hey, how should I position myself in the market over this given period of time here? So we see crossover to the downside in Acadia. Look at all this weakness as far as this 48-hour forecast moving forward, and telling traders, look to be short the market. Don't look to be buying any shares here, buying some call options or anything like that. Just in about 20 trading days, markets moved down about 31%. You see about $10 per share. So 500 shares, 1,000 share position here, making about $5,000 or $10,000 in just the past 20 trading days. Now, if we take a close look at this, I always like to, look closely at these indicators so traders can really understand, the effectiveness here for their trading style. Just this beautiful crossover to the downside, move lower. But this is what I love about the software, really indicating, look, you may get some strength over these 48-hour periods, this neural index getting bullish. We get that move higher in the market, but blue line still below black line, saying, look, the trend is still to the downside. Neural index back to a 0, saying expect some weakness still in this market, not the time to be trying to trade a reversal or anything like that. So, the tool is really being able to keep you out of markets, understanding, when is the time that you should really be long, be short, staying in line with that overall trend, and then understanding over the short term, what's likely to happen over those next couple of trading days there if you want to go ahead and adjust your position. Here's Scientific Games Corporation. Check this out, guys. Crossover to the upside all the way back here at the beginning of September. So past couple months, could have just sat in this market, made a ton of money to the upside. See neural index strongly up at a 1 there, signaling that strength over the next 48 hours, those next couple of trading days. And certainly got that strength in the market there, saying, look, be long, look to go ahead and add to your position. Neural index up at a 1. Expect that strength over those period of time when that neural index is up at a 1 there. And just a fantastic opportunity to go ahead and get into this market. So we see here, blue line crossed above the black line in the beginning of September there. But even last night's forecast here, getting a crossover to the downside, saying, look, go ahead, take profit in the market. Take this 44% move to the upside, about $3.88 per share, on a $9 stock here, guys. So $9 up to about $12 per share. Easily, guys, a $3,000 move on just 1,000 share purchase here. So about $9,000, about 25% increase just on the move of a single position there, just in a really short period of time. If you get it from 9 moving up to 12, but this thing's actually up to about 1280, almost a 44% move there. So really great opportunities in the market. And regardless of your trading style, it's all about understanding, hey, when are the times that you really need to go ahead and be bullish in these markets? When are you getting that strong indication from that neural index that, hey, now's the time to go ahead and really make sure that you're in line with that forecast of where those markets are expected to move, so you can catch that 44% move to the upside, catch those $3-4 sort of moves, and $10 stocks can really have a huge impact on your overall trading account. So I hope this has been helpful, guys. Thanks for always leaving the comments, asking questions. Again, guys, this has been the Hot Stocks Outlook for October 27th, 2016. Thank you all for watching. Best of luck in the markets, and bye for now.